Good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of the Golfmonger Show in stereo. I am your host, the Golfmonger. Special Wednesday edition, as I've got lots to do tomorrow. Can't be here. And I've got our good friend Shan Coughlin. The haircut, I didn't even recognize her, jumping in and joining us. They love the do.
Thank you.
That's like today, yesterday?
Today. Brand new, hot off the press.
Brand new, right? Has Frank seen it yet?
Yes, I had to go by and show him.
Okay, you had to go by and show. I was going to say, Are we displaying you before the hubby scene?
No.
So
I know better than that.
So let me. The first and most important question is, did he like it?
Yeah, so
because it doesn't matter what we think.
That's right. Well, he's not really a short hair kind of person, so I gave him a heads up, sent him a text this morning, said have a hair appointment. Think I'm going like this, and I sent him the full picture of Kelly from. Right.
From Big Bang
Theory. So I was hoping the rest of me would follow suit, but it didn't, just the hair. And
what did he say?
No, he was like, all right, it's hair, not my favorite, but it's yours, do what you want to do. So then I went by, and I think he was okay with it.
Yeah.
I think he thinks it could be a little bit fun for a while.
Fun. Frank
might be a little.
Frank, when you listen, it looks good. You'll like it, buddy.
Oh my goodness!
You know what? I think part of the reason he didn't want her hair going so short is he doesn't have any. So if she has longer hair, it kind of balances out between the two of them. The average is better.
13 inches they cut off.
Wow. Mm-hmm. I didn't think your hair was that long.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I've been gone a month, so that's fine.
Yeah, but did you grow like 7 inches in a month? I didn't think your hair was that long.
It was curly when they pull it straight.
When you straighten it out.
It's really long.
Okay, that makes sense. So, and it has been a while since I've seen you. Mm-hmm. Well, you were a world traveler, and then you were, school kicked back up, and kids get busy and everything.
Absolutely.
And so, we've been having fun here without you, by the way.
Okay. Well, that's good. Well, I'm back to irritate you.
You're back to here. Nice.
Yeah. Stick my foot in your butt again. So.
Maybe it's not good to have you back then. I don't know. So speaking of being back,
thanks for having me. By the way,
yeah. Thanks for coming on.
You're in a really good mood today.
I am in a good mood today.
What's up with you, man?
You named it perfect.
Yeah.
You called it volunteer sex.
Is that it? Volunteer sex?
You called it volunteer sex.
You had volunteer sex last night?
I did.
Or was it this morning?
It was the wife's idea.
It wasn't volunteer morning sex, was it?
No, that's the ultimate, by the way, in my opinion.
Oh,
that's that would be. I'd probably call in sick for work if I got that just to hang out. No, it was the wife's idea last night.
It was her idea.
Yeah.
What brought that on, man?
You know what? I don't know, and I don't really care.
You're just going with it, right?
I'm just going with it.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, that's good because most people would try to figure it out so they could repeat. Like have it repeat somehow, but it's good not to overanalyze.
No, first was she goes, "Hey, let's get together with a couple of her friends from work. Wanted to go out for drinks last night." So I'm like, "Okay," but and she's not a drinker, so it wasn't like the booze talking, which would be okay with me too.
Yeah, who cares?
But let's be fair. Let's be upfront.
Okay.
But she was like, "Don't after that beer, let's go home." And I'm like, "Already?" She goes, "Well, yeah, I want to have sex." And I was like, "Well, I'll chug it if you want me to." She's like, No, we're still talking. And I was like, "Damn, all right, But and in her defense, it's not like it's fairly regular in my house, so it's not like it's been months. So I was like shocked.
Is that like monthly or?
No, at least a couple times a week, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting into your personal life.
Sure.
Listen,
like we don't already.
But not the volunteer part, because
the volunteer part is not.
You were pretty excited.
Uninitiated sex.
Yeah, like the volunteer part is not.
Yeah.
Not that I have to drag it out of her, but it's usually me that brings it up.
Right.
But in her defense, I bring it up nearly daily, so it's hard for her to. It's hard,
several times a day.
It's hard for her to beat me to the punch.
A quickie, right?
Like, yeah, when it's very like she's getting dressed for work in the morning. I'm like, we got time? No, we don't have time. Are the kids in bed yet? No, they're still doing homework. Okay, it's hard for in her defense. It's hard for her to beat me to the punch,
right?
Because she'll walk by the room and I'm like, hey, babe, and she's like, no. And I'm like, okay. So in her, but
hey, I will have to say though, if y'all would think a little bit more about.
When you say y'all, you're talking about
men.
Oh, okay.
About the because you brought up several points. Kids are still up. It's in the morning getting ready for work. If it would, I
can't help
better
it.
moments.
I can't help it when
you would hear yes more often.
I get the feeling. I don't control that.
Well, yeah, but you can control when you ask.
Oh.
Apparently, I can't.
Okay. I mean, does it even click? Here's my question: does it even click? Like,
I'm not.
kids
Listen,
that
I
go
don't
up?
ask
I
when
don't
she's
know.
like doing the dishes.
Okay.
Because obviously she's distracted. I don't. Plus, I want her to do them.
Right.
I don't ask when she's like in the middle of doing something, but like
Walking by.
walking by, and
That-
she particularly looks nice or catches me, and catches me the right way, or the lights down,
So you're saying she's opposed to sex?
Or you're
sex?
breathing.
or I'm awake. Yeah, yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
So it puts you in a good mood.
Yeah,
It did.
That's good.
Volunteer. I like the way you put it. Volunteer.
Yeah, man.
Sex.
Volunteer
I didn't have
sex.
to ask.
The
It was
Golfmonger
her-
show
it
right
was
here
her
on
idea.
TGD Radio.
By the way, we talk about golf on this. I mean, is this like Dr. Phil?
Well, you gave me an idea, so maybe with the new haircut, it would be volunteer
Go
and a little
home.
strange.
Go.
Strange. Yeah. She said it, man. She brought it up first.
You're welcome, Frank.
She brought it up first, man.
Love you, brother. You're welcome. Yeah, because now it's volunteer with a stranger, so that's even better.
Yeah.
It's like the old days, like before marriage.
Right.
When a strange girl walks up to you and just says, "Hey, you wanna?"
That happens?
I've heard it does. So I've heard.
No, but we're
I don't. That's not
so it's good.
speaking from personal experience.
Got it. Okay.
But that's even better.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna.
But going by your thing, I should wait till the morning, actually.
No,
For
it
the
was
ultimate.
nighttime. Oh, the ultimate. Do it,
Yeah,
like,
okay.
when you wake up in the morning, be like, "Hey, babe,
Oh. All right.
don't get up yet, or don't get out of bed yet.
You say, watch this.
Watch this. I got something to show you."
That's funny.
No kidding.
Okay.
So, by the way, anybody think that Rory McIlroy is going to win the golf tournament, or does anybody care now in this part of our conversation? Who's going to win this week?
Well, I mean, we kind of got off the cart path there a
Probably.
little bit. But
We
that's
did.
all right.
Hashtag get on the cart path
Yep.
for sure. BMW in Chicago, Conway Farms this week. After a week off, seems kind of weird. They
Why-
take a week off in the playoffs.
Why wouldn't he win it?
I don't know. Why would he? I think Jason Day would have something to say about that. I think Ricky Fowler, who won last week, would have something to say about that.
So you don't have Roy McIlroy on your fantasy team?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Is he starting?
As of right now, yes, he is.
Okay.
But you know me, I end up changing.
But how many more times can you play him? You're not done yet? I guess
I didn't play him early in the year.
The injury helped you out.
Well, the injury saved a few weeks.
I got
but
8 freaking times to play him.
I wasn't playing him early in the year when
okay.
everybody else was.
Oh.
To my advantage
Yeah.
because he wasn't winning.
That's true.
He wasn't even top 10ing. I can play Jason Day this week and next week, so I am.
Yeah, I only got one left with Jason.
I've got 2. I'm playing him this and next week. I've got Ricky Fowler 4 more times. I guess it really doesn't matter. There's only 2 weeks left. The only person I can't play both weeks might be Jordan Spieth.
Yeah.
In our list. And for those of you in the fantasy world that play like in limited pick leagues, by the way, if you don't play in a limited pick league, it's stupid because you can take the same guys every week.
Yeah.
There's zero strategy in that.
But no, I
It's
see
just-
Stinson on your
I've got
bench there. He's been playing well.
He has, and he's one I may change out. I'm not real sure.
Okay.
It's rare, in my opinion, that he plays really well 2 weeks in a row.
All right, so fantasy golf aside,
Right.
I got to ask you the question.
Yeah.
Now that we're here,
Yeah.
this time last year we saw Billy Horschel making a move out of nowhere. Nobody had Billy Horschel
Right.
to win the FedEx Cup. Who's going to win it?
Who's going to win it?
Yeah.
Jason Day.
Me too. I was going to say the same thing.
I don't see him not still playing well.
Yeah.
That's the reason. I mean, don't get me wrong. If anybody close to the top, if Fowler or McIlroy or Spieth or Stenson or Jim Furyk, any of those guys, Bubba wins this week, then obviously that gap is closed greatly because once you get to the top 5 next week, if you win, you win.
Yeah.
Who's your dark horse? If you had to pick a dark horse.
Somebody outside.
I mean, not from too far down.
I like
mean-
Brooks Koepka.
Oh.
He's got a little red ass, I bet, for not getting picked on the President's Cup.
Yeah. I had Brooks. I picked Brooks several times, put him out, put him back, took him out. He's out right now.
No, I not even. Well, obviously, he'd probably have to win this week to.
So how's Mickelson going to play?
I think he's going to play great.
I think
do?
he's going to play great.
I do because listen, he's got a little bolt. He's got a little boost by getting picked for the President's Cup.
Well, and he's got a little thing to prove there.
and now he's got to prove a little something.
Yeah.
He's. I got to pull up the rankings.
I
Is
don't know.
he in the?
He's just had so many struggles this year.
Yeah, but he just got picked. He's 30th on the list, but he just got picked for the President's Cup. So now he might have a little, even for a veteran guy like him, that still probably gives him a little chip because not the players, but the media has just been tearing up the pick because of who was overlooked.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there were some guys that have been playing really well lately that got passed over. And, you know, I heard an
And
interesting
you think they
comment.
did it for the experience?
Yes, there's plenty of experience on the President's Cup. So it's not just experience. You got Bubba, you got Furyk, you got Kuchar, you got Zach Johnson. All those guys have been there. But what's one thing all those guys are not?
Left-handed?
No,
Oh,
Bubba
Bubba
is. They're not vocal leaders.
Yeah.
Okay.
Furyk never says two words, neither Zach
Yep.
Johnson. That's not Bubba's personality.
The
He's more of the laid-back guy. Cooch isn't really a big rah-rah guy either.
Interesting
But
thing
Phil
was
is.
that Hugh Royer predicted that. And then he defended it by saying, I didn't say I agreed with it. I just knew that was what was going to happen.
I don't know that it's the best pick, and I'm not going to stand there. I'm not surprised
He just said it was
by
predictable.
It was. And I don't necessarily disagree with it either. But I don't know that I feel strongly about, I mean, could you go wrong taking, Kisner, who's been playing well, or the big one that stands out is Brooks Koepka, the fact that, as great a summer as he's had and how hot he's been. But or J.B. Holmes or one of the, I don't know. But if you're going to, the top 30 go on to Atlanta. So Phil is, I'm trying to find him on the,
Wow.
he must be way down. Yeah, that right, Pat?
There he is.
Phil's 61st. So if he wants to play next week at Eastlake where he likes to play, he's got to do something this week. Because he's got
a lot of
30
ground.
spots to move, 32 spots to move to get up there. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him put up, because he played well. He played well in Boston. I wouldn't
But
be
doesn't he almost
surprised.
have to win for him to gain that many spots?
He's
He would
and
have to win.
other people have to play poorly. Another guy who's on the outs looking in of just a streak ending, Hunter Mahan. We talked about him 2 weeks ago. He's the only player to play in every event of all 8 FedEx Cup
Amazing stat.
playoffs since the inception.
Wow.
And he's right now sitting at 52. And I think the number I saw on him is he has to finish third. So if he has to finish third, Phil probably has to win.
And that still might not make it.
No, I think if he wins, you get so many points. You get 2,000 points or whatever for
okay.
winning. If you win, he'll climb enough. I don't think Hunter Mahan's going to finish that well, and I think his streak ends. But if you're playing fantasy and
Had to bet
you
on
feel
someone.
that if you're looking for a long shot, somebody's got something to prove or needs to play. Well, let's face it, anybody from about 45 up really has to do something to get into that top 30. And that's also assuming all 30 guys that are in the top 30. You got a handful of those guys that have to play poorly also.
Right.
Because if all those guys play well, then it's even harder. But law of averages, some guys are going to drop out, some guys are going to climb in. But if you're going to go much further back than 40 or 45 at this point, but here's the thing: it's a no-cut event because there's only 70 guys, so you got 4 days to do. So you don't necessarily feel like you have to go flying out on Thursday or
everybody
Friday.
gets to play all 4 rounds.
You don't really feel like you have to go out and shoot 63 on Thursday.
Right.
Or 60, or Friday,
either Friday, yeah.
to really jump out there to make sure you get in the weekend. You just got to make sure you're in position to make a run on Sunday. It's a little different, when you got a no cut. Which we laughed. Jordan Spieth made the comment earlier in the week. He says it's the first time I go to the hotel and check in and say I'm not leaving till Sunday. And it's funny to hear. Someone like Spieth say that, but it's ironic that coming off of missing back-to-back cuts that he's made that comment. But that's the case. You don't know you're going to play all week. You don't. I mean, they all make the reservation to Saturday, or they make it to Sunday, but they got to check out early if you miss the cut. I don't. I'm not sure the week off is going to do him any good. I've just got this feeling that he's spent.
I think he's done.
I think
It's been a heck of a year for him.
And it's not knocking him.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
let's not get carried away with it. But I just think he's done. Which kind of
he carried his focus as long as he could, which is better than most any kid his age.
well
could,
because
you know?
well, not only did he carry his focus, but let's face it, other than at Augusta, he won without his A game.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, he won the U.S. Open, and it could have been any one of 4 or 5 guys there in the last couple of holes.
Mm-hmm.
He was just he was kind of last man standing. He didn't necessarily take it and win. I mean, he double bogeyed the 16th hole. I mean,
he just didn't lose it. For
he just didn't
himself.
lose.
Yeah.
As weird as it is to say, I mean, he by all rights he should have lost.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Dustin Johnson should have won that tournament. I mean, so then we're having a whole different conversation. But he bounced back and didn't play his best at St. Andrews, but played well enough on Sunday and had a putt at the playoff from off the green from the Valley of Sin. But he had a chance, and then he ran into buzzsaw at the PGA Championship. I mean, he was playing in the final group with Jason Day, but let's face it, that was 18 holes of a victory lap for Jason Day the way he was playing.
Yeah.
I mean, that was. Anybody that was thought dumb enough to think that he was going to fall back and somebody was going to beat him on Sunday was just not happening.
Which was cool to watch after everything he
It
went
was.
through.
I mean, you could see it building. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he was up there at the U.S. Open, and the vertigo got him and everything, but he still played well. Then the Open Championship, the last day when we were doing our broadcast coverage, we just kept saying that it looked like when they showed him playing on TV, it looked like he never hit a good shot.
Yeah.
But he wasn't hurting himself. He was recovering all day. He had, 18 pars or something. I mean, he might have parred every hole. I don't know. It was very pedestrian what he was doing, but he was all over the map. He was seeing
He saw
parts
all
of that
the
golf.
golf
He was
course.
seeing parts of the golf course that he might not have ever seen before. And the TV guys are going, "Where's he going?" You know.
Yeah.
You're not expecting to have to follow top 5 player in the world to some of the parts of St. Andrews that he visited, but he wasn't dropping strokes. He was finding a way. He grinded it out. Then he turns around and flies back across to Canada, and leaving that putt short on 18 at St. Andrews, he had damn near the exact same putt on the 72nd hole at the RBC, and he drained it.
Yeah.
And 6 feet from the hole, he knew it was in. He was already fist pumping and walking to the hole. That was winning with authority. He was probably going to win even if he missed the putt.
Yeah.
But he put him up 2 strokes of Bubba behind him. And when he made that putt, it was almost, in my mind, because we talked about it, said he's going to win the PGA. He becomes the immediate favorite to win the PGA when he drained that putt. And I don't see anything different changing my mind for the FedEx, for the Tour Championship. I just don't. Obviously, there's some guys up here in the points and the standings get closer. I mean, Rory, a lot of these guys, if they get a win this week, they can carry it over and win 2 in a row, because now you're down to 30 people, 30 players next week. So if Rory wins, he's sitting at 17. That'll jump him up probably to the top 5 or close. A lot of people were talking about Justin Rose. He's at 13. A win jumps him up into there. Jimmy Walker, Patrick Reed, Furyks at 9. Patrick Reed's 10. Dustin's at 8. I mean, any of those guys, if they win, that anybody that from the top 15, I would say.
And Zach's been playing very well.
He has. Very quiet since he won the Open Championship.
Mm-hmm. Quiet, but he's been playing very
But
well.
listen, that's his game, because he doesn't do anything flashy. They don't show him on the highlights because he doesn't bomb 370-yard drives. He just makes birdies.
Yep.
A lot of them.
He doesn't.
I didn't
bomb
realize
in-
he was even that high, 7th.
He doesn't bomb in eagle putts. He just makes birdies, and he just top 10s, and he just hangs around. If he's in the top, I tell you this, if Zach's in the top 5 next week, like if he gets into the top 5,
If he goes to East Lake in the top 5,
if he goes to East Lake in top 5, I think that would be one that I would say he could beat Day, because he's just got that steady Eddie game.
Yeah.
I really do. It's just hard for me the way he's playing right now to go against Day. I don't even know that I think he'll win this week. I mean, he's on my team because I think he's going to play well. But
And he's so incredibly likable.
yeah, he is. I mean, I'd love to see Ricky follow it up. I mean, pull a little. I'd like to see Fowler pull a little Billy Horschel. He wasn't coming as far out of nowhere as Billy did last year, but no, we weren't
Billy
really
came out of
talking
nowhere.
about him.
Yeah.
He's won 3 times. I mean, this is his third win. If you
Yeah.
can, I mean, second on the PGA Tour, but he won the Scottish Open. This is his third win, and he's won big events. He's finally getting to that
Was he
level.
third? He's third.
He's third right now after the win last week. Heinrich Stenson's fourth after finishing second to him. Bubba's dropped down to fifth. Hoffman is sixth. Zach Johnson 7. Charlie Hoffman's the one you say you're surprised to see him. He's the one surprised he's in 6th place.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a long list of guys I would name before I would say Charlie
Absolutely
Hoffman.
true. Yeah.
He's had a really good year, though.
Yeah.
He's only got 1 win, but he's got 7 top 10s.
I've played Charlie a bunch in fantasy this year.
I used him a lot early.
Yeah.
I did.
See, a win puts him way up there.
He's a guy that he's a guy that could win this week.
Yeah.
I think even if he wins this week, I don't know that he backs it up with a win next week, though. That's just a gut feeling. It's not a knock on him either. I just don't think that's what he does. But anyway, well, we're gonna have to cut the golf talk short because we opened up the show with a much better topic than golf. So,
My haircut?
Shan's
Thank
haircut.
you.
Yes,
Yes.
we did. So, all right, Shan, who's gonna win this week?
I'm giving it to Fowler.
Furyk.
You're giving it to Fowler. You're gonna say back-to-back weeks for Fowler?
I am because he almost did that before and
Okay.
fell short. Plus, I think he doesn't think anyone's talking about him, and
Yeah.
Day's the obvious.
Yeah, I don't even think Day's going to win. I think I might, as crazy as it sounds, I think it's time for Rory to win again. Might be time for him to win again.
I got him on my bench.
Yeah, he's starting.
We'll
for
see
me.
how he plays.
He's starting for me, but I like your thought on Zach Johnson though. I think.
I
See-
started Furyk because I didn't want to end with him.
Yeah, you don't want to end with him unless he's got the lead.
That's like Johnson.
No,
right,
unless he's
Dustin?
behind.
That's
No, I
like
said that
Dustin.
backwards.
He's got a 54-hole lead. Throw him out.
If he is behind 4 or 5 strokes going into Sunday, put him on because he's
Yeah.
going to shoot 65.
Yeah.
Right,
He's going to backdoor top 5. He does it all the time. But if he's got the lead going into Sunday, bench him
right.
because he's going to shoot 75.
Yeah.
So he's not going to do anything. All right, so those are our picks. Thanks for tuning in today, a day early than we normally are. I'll be on the road all day tomorrow doing a bunch of stuff I can't get
Don't
by
make
here,
us.
so.
Don't try to make us think you're busy.
I
We
am
know
busy.
better.
I have a dentist appointment and a bunch of other things tomorrow. I'm
You
not doing
get your
anything
haircut?
fun. I got to do that. I'm not doing anything fun. I'm going to the dentist, and then I got some other things to do. One of the kids got an appointment. So boring parent stuff and regular life stuff. Nothing. I'm not sneaking out to play golf or anything fun like that. So.
No more volunteer.
No, hey, don't say that. You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
Not during the day, I guess.
Volunteer sex is great. All right, and on that
All right.
note, we'll wrap it up. So today's show, as always, brought to you by the Zeus Network. Produced, thanks to Jeff for pushing the buttons behind the glass, because if not, it would just be Shan and I standing here talking to ourselves, which would be okay too, but nobody else would get to hear the fun stuff we talk about. Stay tuned for more great news and information here on thegolfdirector.com. And as always, keep it in the short grass.